Sup, family? Another week, another gift from the universe, in the form of pure, uncut nonsense. A man gave himself lung rot from huffing his own socks. It's training day for LA bandwives. Florida man is still at it, and Katy Perry went to space, I guess. I'm your host, Nate, aka Tabasco Sweet. This is the Chaos Report. Newsflash, a man in China got hospitalized this week for sniffing his own socks, repeatedly, as a habit, like a stinky self-care routine. Every day after a long, hot, sweaty work shift, he'd come home, pop those bad boys off, and absolutely huff one like he's a damn wine sommelier. Yes, I'm getting notes of toe jam and famunda cheese. So gross. Okay. You know, most dudes wind down with a Miller Lite and an episode of Sports Center, but this guy's above all that. He's got a refined palate for foot stank. And you know, this wasn't even some freaky Craigslist personal situation. This guy was marinating his socks for himself. That's farm to table, family. Anyway, the doctors diagnosed him with pulmonary aspergillosis, which is just fancy speak for, congrats, brother, you got mold in your lungs. Imagine being that doctor. You're running your scans and then you find out that this guy gave himself athlete's lung because he couldn't stop chiefing on his own foot fog. And this man just thought he had a cold or something. He rolled into that hospital and was like, "Sup, doc? I've got a little cough." And they were like, "Bro, your chest x-ray looks like a damn petri dish." He's recovering now, which is good, but still no word on if he's changed his ways or not. He could be out there right now, raw-dogging his gym socks like nothing ever happened, just freebasing airborne biohazards. So let this be a warning, family. If your wind-down routine looks like a scene from Fear Factor, maybe don't. What's your favorite stinky smell? You don't gotta lie, we're all freaks here. Just maybe not hospital-grade freaks. Let me know. Next, LAPD chased a half-naked man through a neighborhood and, somehow, ended up shooting the wife of Weezer's bassist. That's a lot to unpack, so let's start at the beginning. A guy crashed his car on the freeway and just went full parkour mode and bailed down the side of a mountain. He started hopping through backyards until eventually he decided that the move was to strip down into his boxers, jump into someone's pool, and start watering their plants to blend in. There's a whole ass ghetto bird out there just watching this guy kick back. Like the key to losing his wanted stars was just pretending to be a chill divorced dad. Meanwhile, down the street, a woman named Jillian Lauren walks out of her house waving a gun around like some sort of pick-me NRA groupie. And now the police are wigging out, screaming at her to drop the weapon, and she doesn't even flinch. She probably doesn't even hear them over her own cursed inner monologue. So, LAPD does what LAPD does best. They shoot her, which in their minds is probably a gentle warning. Turns out that lady is the wife of the bassist from Weezer. Say it ain't so. So now we've got a fugitive playing pool boy in his undies, and somewhere out there another guy is practicing Island in the Sun while his wife is getting popped by the police. What's with these homies dissing my girl? She's shot, bleeding, and getting arrested, all during someone else's crime. What did we ever do to these guys to make them so violent? I gotta say, family, it feels like this was all totally avoidable. You pulled a gun in front of LAPD. That's not a conversation starter. That's a countdown. You've got better odds with waving a chainsaw at a freaking beehive. Anyway, the pool boy got arrested, Jillian was let out on $1 million bail, and Weezer still played Coachella like one of their wives didn't just get shot. Have you ever escalated a situation that 100% didn't require your involvement? Let me know. Bonus points if it ended in someone yelling, "Drop the weapon." There's a place on this planet that's untouched by reason, where the sun deep fries logic, and the laws of man dissolve into a cocktail of monster energy, crystal meth, and swamp water. Come with me, family. We journey now into the darkest, deepest, sweatiest crevice of human civilization. A place where reptiles vote, fireworks are currency, and a shirtless man with 2 DUIs is considered fit for Congress. These are the Florida Files. Here's the sitch, family. We're gonna kind of rapid fire through a few Florida man headlines, but we can't really linger too long on any one of them because these things have more turnover than a vape shop in a strip mall that used to be a vape shop. All right, let's get it. 2 Florida women were arrested for selling human remains on Facebook Marketplace. Imagine scrolling past a used pickup truck, a dirty microwave, and then suddenly, it's Greg's pelvis. These side hustles have gotten out of control. A Florida man faked cancer and shot himself to gain sympathy from a female coworker that rejected him. Look, say whatever you want about the guy, but you can't say he didn't shoot his shot. A Florida man named Edward Cocaine assaulted a Subway employee for having a bad attitude. This guy was born with probable cause. I'm not sure if he chose violence or if violence adopted him at birth. A Florida man punched a canine and set his own trailer on fire after a domestic violence incident. I think the only thing missing from that story is an alligator driving the getaway car. A Florida man impersonated a deputy while confronting a Walmart truck driver on suspicions of human trafficking. This is what happens when you mix too many YouTube conspiracy videos with a discount tactical vest. You're not Liam Neeson, bro. That's all the intel we have for now. We'll keep a close eye on the situation in Florida, unless it stabs us, lights itself on fire, and sinks into the ocean first. So, a bunch of rich women went to space this week, and by that, I mean they yeeted themselves into the sky to take selfies for 10 minutes before the sky shit them back out over our heads. This was a Blue Origin flight, aka Jeff Bezos' freaky little astronaut-themed Uber Black for bored celebrities. This wasn't science, this wasn't even exploration. This was literally just them stunning on everyone who's too poor to go to space. They even wore designer jumpsuits while they did it. Look at us, we're rich enough to leave the planet for absolutely no reason, and we're not even thinking about what happened to the Titan submersible. There was zero purpose to this trip except saying you did it. Like, okay, you launched Lauren Sanchez into orbit in a capsule that looked like an inflatable podcast studio. Good for you. And yeah, I mean, your boy gets it. First female space crew since the 60s or whatever. You know what else was all female? My mom's wine club. And they've done way more for math and science just figuring out how to split a check. And would you believe it, family? People are already spinning conspiracy theories about how this was all staged with CGI and filmed in a studio. The Lizard Cabal's master plan? Fooling the masses into thinking Gayle King is a real astronaut. I gotta say, conspiracy theorists really fell off. We used to get the Illuminati and secret tunnels under pizza parlors. Now it's what? The Shadow Gov yassifying space? Nobody even actually cared that this happened. Who were they faking this for? The 3 guys on Reddit who still believe that Avril Lavigne died in 2003? I'm begging you guys to raise your standards. At least pretend the reptilians have a plan here. Meanwhile, the ladies on the flight came back down waxing poetic about how life-changing it was.
I think this experience has shown me you never know how much love is inside of you.
10 minutes in flight and suddenly they're pioneers of the soul. Girl, you did not colonize Mars. You drifted over Texas, cried a little, and your hair looked kind of weird while you were doing it. Calm down. So yeah, I don't really know what we're supposed to take away from this, but let's ask the ladies. Off to you, girls.
Thank you, Nate. My name is Annie, and I'm here in Hollywood, which is not all that unlike space. I'm looking forward to talking to some of the girls and figuring out how they feel about, you know, all that stuff. Do you want to talk to me? Space is something that I know to be real. I think everyone can go to space except my boss Meg and maybe my roommate, also my aunt. Is that the guy who was in the Toy Story?
Why don't you swear on the Bible that you walked on the moon at the beach?
I love her outfit. Who is Buzz? Olivia Rodrigo has an amazing voice. And I am also available, except for I have a dog sitting gig next week. Gravity is this. Watch. Gravity.
You know that's right, ladies. If you were running a false flag space mission, what celebrity would you launch up there? And what do you think conspiracy theorists would say about it? Personally, I'm slingshotting Anthony Kiedis up there as a sacrifice for another Lakers championship. Kobe. Well, that's it for this week, family. I've officially used the last of my brain cells trying to understand rich people, Florida, and foot-related lung infections. If you learned anything today, I want you to forget it immediately and comment the word help. As usual, smash that like button if you're rocking with me. And subscribe if you want more weekly headlines that feel like fever dreams. See you next week, family. Unless Florida man kidnaps me and takes over the show, in which case, watch it anyway.